percentage chance of what they expect to play against here. So the numbers you're seeing, the percentage over each hero, that's if that hero was picked in that position, that is their confidence of winning.
Yes.
So what OpenAI is telling us right now is that with only 2 picks on each team, they have a 72% chance to win this game already, in their opinion, which so far seems to be correct. I mean, they're like 4-0 already today, right? Except for against the human players. Just want to know. So in fact, our actual game is a little bit farther ahead. The humans, I believe, have picked Witch Doctor for their 3rd hero. And
it
we also
looks
have
like
a
it's just
sniper.
doing it in a different order.
Okay, yeah, it's just slightly different, I think. So
as we can see, they're happy with the draft. You know, it's going up their sort of
Yes.
confidence up to 76% chance of winning at the moment for OpenAI with that Death Prophet pick from Team Human.
Yep, and OpenAI goes for a Crystal Maiden now. So what's really interesting about this is that if you play with it, you can see the numbers at the top that show the progression. That as soon as the Shadow Fiend was picked, they're like,
That's a
dumbasses, you picked Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Big mistake. And that was instantly when they felt really confident. So they must feel like they know how to deal with Shadow Fiend. They can make sure that he stays behind this game. And they felt like that was a big mistake.
interesting that, as you see, between some of the heroes, sort of their chance of winning to guys. So it seems to be very much focused on just what the other team's picking rather than their confidence in their own picks.
It's a mix of both. It proves that drafting does have to do with this order thing, which we all know, right? And it shows right now that Necro is literally the worst hero they could pick of the remaining 8. So hopefully they don't pick Necro. But they do say the percentages are showing that Ricky is the best, actually, in terms of their picks.
That is true. They are most scared of the Ricky pick. The question is, do Team Human give them the Ricky pick? As in, do they take it themselves?
I mean, they could.
They could. It's according to the stats. That's what OpenAI is scared of, the Rickies and the Axes.
It would leave their lanes a little weird. I mean, Ricky, if you think about the playstyle of OpenAI 5 so far, is that they do have these supports that are very under-farmed for a very long period of time. That's kind of where like a hero like Ricky really shines. If he can get off to a decent start, grab an item, maybe a Diffusal Blade, he's going to start one-shot killing people. Not one-shot, but he's going to Smoke Cloud, slap him once, and use his ulti, and that's going to be a dead support. So against heroes like CM and Lion, that's kind of what's ideal if you can find them solo and you have a little bit of gold advantage. But are the humans going to play that in the right way that it'll give them a win? I'm not so sure, because it looked pretty good last game for their first game. I think there's a good shot of them taking game 2. I think they can figure this out, and right off the bat, their heroes are already better, in my opinion. But OpenAI 5 does not respect Shadow Fiend. That's what we found out from this draft here.
Which is sort of surprising, because it felt like Blitz played the SF very well in game 1. Like, it felt like that was actually one of the bigger threats that the humans had against OpenAI.
It did, but one problem was that the 5-man still came too early, and that was kind of a staple of what we've seen every single match so far, is that at some point the 5-man just comes. And yes, he can Requiem somebody, but he doesn't have time necessarily to set up and wait for a perfect 5-man Requiem or a perfect one-shot Requiem. And even if he does use his ultimate, it's on cooldown then. And even getting close enough to cast a double raise is so dangerous. Triple raise is out of the question. Like, if you try to triple raise from short range, they're going to initiate on you and the fight's over. But getting it... Oh, they're stream sniping, dude.
Oh, they did. They take that Ricky that OpenAI were, as we saw, OpenAI were most scared. I say scared, of course, they are still sitting at, what, a 77% or whatever it was chance of winning. But it was the hero that maybe could catch them off guard.
And it's not just it. This is the hero that Fogged has been, like, crying about in a gentle way, about wanting the hero to be better, because he really likes playing the hero. This could be, and Moon Meander Earthshaker, that's a historic hero on that guy.
It is the Moonshaker there. I've got already, I'm liking this draft better for the Team Human compared to what we saw in game 1. Mostly because there's not a Razor there. Sure, there is a Ricky there, and a lot of times this is a hero that it's very hard to fit into a lot of drafts in competitives.
It is. It's just kind of a weak hero in terms of what he can do in the laning stage. He has gotten a couple more buffs in the last patch or 2. He doesn't have all of those, but he's invisible. That's a great advantage, obviously. You want to hit heroes like Crystal Maiden and Lion, lower their HP. He could potentially be in the right place at the right time to interrupt salves. That would be a lot of economic damage, secure kills in that way. But if he's behind, his hero's going to feel really bad. And when there's sentries on the map, that's going to be tough as well. So maybe we'll have to see a lot of sentry battling. Maybe his hero will become kind of useless really rapidly. But on the bright side, your opponent's disables, you're limited against Frostbite and Line stuff, both of which are kind of scary. But if he can get his ulti off in a team fight while his allies also go in, I could see that being really impactful.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to watch out for that line. We saw how well that line was sort of able to prepare for certain sort of initiations with the Hex. The same thing's going to be said with Fogged playing the Ricky. Of course, as you mentioned, he's going to have that invis to play around, but if they're ready with the detection, he's got to be prepared for the Lion to instantly make his move.
And I think the other thing that's going to be important to watch is how well Earthshaker does. Now, Moon's playing one of the core roles, and what he needs to do is be able to be at a creep wave getting last hits. And what we saw in the previous games is ranged heroes in these 1v1 matchups, and they're trying to make sure that their opponents can't actually farm. And if an Earthshaker is up against a dual lane, kind of like how Merlini was last game, he's constantly going to get ran at, he's going to get zoned out of the way, and he's not going to be able to get last hits. And if that happens, he's going to become a support.
Let's see what we have this time round in terms of OpenAI's laning as we get ourselves into Game 2 between OpenAI and Team Human. Team Human already looking to make that same play here with the 5-man smoke. This time round, OpenAI have split themselves across the map. As we see Blitz there trying to match OpenAI with their level of all chatting.
What is it actually, though?
We can actually check the real stats.
Oh,
and it's just a 92. It's a little conservative, holding back a little bit.
This is 3% better than it was last game. All right, can they initiate the right way? All right, they got scouting with Ricky. This is a nice benefit here, but unfortunately the CM did spot the Witch Doctor, and they're going to be running away.
I mean, yeah, certainly. They've popped down the double obs wards here from OpenAI.
So if they get out on the map a little bit faster, and maybe if they hide all in the tree grouping on the right here, maybe that could provide them the ability to initiate properly, but as soon as they spotted them, they're playing very safe here, running away. All null talismans.
But this, in a sense, it's got to be a bit of a win here for Team Human, forcing the opponents to drop 2 observer wards by their tower. That's a win for Team Human.
Oh, this is really bad for Sniper here. Is he blocked in? Oh, he's going for the double raise. This is a dead hero. Wow.
Blitz. First blood there, thanks to Moon Meander's setup with the Fissure.
And that is basically why Fissure and Earthshaker has been so good in the pro scene for so long, is because it creates unblockable movement. Like, Sniper was not expecting that, and the bots don't use that skill in that way. I think Fogged might be dead. 2 seconds, it's close. Gonna be okay. If they had Frost Blast, that's definitely a kill, but Fogged will stay alive. Pretty costly, though. I mean, him having no regen means now that he actually can't harass his opponents. It's not a good start. And Blitz going for the Shadow Race kill. He gets the first blood. That's gold advantage, but he's not going to have Necromastery for a while now.
Gonna see Fogged come across towards the mid lane. Straight up, the Sniper's in, starts to spam out the Shrapnel. Fogged trading hits it with the Sniper. Just have to be a little careful himself. Will be able to keep himself off to the side of the Shrapnel. That's Blitz, yeah. Just about to hit that level 2, and we'll see indeed if he can get those Necromastery stacks up.
I'm not sure. If he could get first blood there while having Necromastery would be amazing, obviously. But getting it with the Shadow Raises put him at a bit of a deficit here, even though the laning stage started out with nobody in it. Just the snowball ability of Shadow Fiend is huge if you can get a hold of it. But Fog does have a new Salve, so you can harass at least. Merlini looking like he's going to be experiencing pain just like last game.
The aggressive tri-lane here from OpenAI. The lane's a little bit more sensible in terms of the... We're not seeing these sort of, the 2 cores in the same lane that OpenAI did. I mean, they were successful with, but they did do it in Game 1. This time round, a little more orthodox in terms of their laning decisions. It's top lane Gyro, the solo hero at the moment. 10 for 0 against the 6 for 1 is getting, well, I say an edge, but Moon's got this full creep wave, so all in all, pretty much just trading evenly there on the top lane. Bottom lane, the dive coming through, OpenAI getting aggressive, and they'll get Capitalist. TP's coming from Fog. He's level 2. They are going to try for the TP out. Fogged, he's got nowhere to cancel it. Tries to get the damage in, but it's not enough. So OpenAI getting away with that early aggression that we used to see them doing on the aggressive lane.
I think that this was the current patch that would have been a kill. Blink Strike would have done 100 damage, and Merlini could have cast the spell. That was actually small patch difference there. But, I mean, that's what they're playing on, right? There are so many wards down this lane.
Was that the bots pausing? Oh. I mean, they're learning. Oh, we saw them do it in Game 1, the humans, and now OpenAI says we can do that too. Trying to shake Team Human there.
What was that for? It was like, hey, we beat you last game. Let's pause it 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
I mean, it's what Team Human did. Maybe not around a similar time, but wow, there we go.
Well, they're learning. 13 last hits for Moon. Still, he's matching the Gyrocopter. He's doing a good job here.
Yeah, he is. This is... I mean, and I feel like as well, despite the fact that sort of some of the big plays from Fog got shut down, we saw the potential of the shake. Bottom lane, quick stun, and they found the opening again onto Cap. Cap caught out.
And it's tough to play support in these games, it looks like. I mean, with the tri-line there, they move around so much and they react perfectly. And they take turns last game. What is this? CM's now the one hitting creeps. It used to be Lich before. But they are, that was, okay. They do waste a lot of smokes.
They use a lot of smokes. We are seeing this. I mean, we've tried to sort of theorize why this is. I mean, maybe we'll be able to speak to some of the OpenAI people later about it, but they do seem to just use smokes at very random points.
If I had to guess, I would say that it might be in her recommended item build, and therefore she buys it because she knows she's supposed to, and she's supposed to use items, and maybe she doesn't know to save it. I'm not sure, but she buys them for that reason. They don't always use them at the right times. Or maybe the supports wanted to go gank, and then they changed their mind halfway through or something, but CM was the one that happened to buy it. Something like that.
Well, there we go.
Oh.
It begins. Lion dropping the 95% here.
Cap going to start a pull. I think pulling seems to be really effective against the boss. They have no concept of it. This is like definitely the most abusive thing you can do in the safe lane. And if they can connect correctly as well, I also don't know if their opponents will react. The hard part though is that maybe that means they're just going to dive your cores, but pulling is so good if you can manage it. Melini in trouble though.
They get the slide, they get the setup with the stun. Melini does have the Siphon. They'll look to try and turn. The car's thrown out by Captors, but there's the Hex. They've got the lockdown, they've got the control. Do they have the damage to bring down Melini? He starts to salve up. It's not going to save in those. OpenAI find one. They may even get another there, as already Lion was setting up onto Cap with the stun. The right clicks come in as OpenAI punish both of them for that pull attempt. Again, sort of seeing adaptations on what happened in Game 1. It feels like they're reacting to the way that Team Human played in Game 1.
The biggest difference here is they had an Observer Ward in this case. If you check that Observer Ward by the large camp, the one right in the middle of your screen there, that's going to spot the pulling going on. So that's why they moved over there to go for that kill, because they spotted their opponents. They move over, they get the kill, and then Team Human didn't cut their losses very well. They wasted 2 salves as well, trying to maybe edge out one less death. But if you look at how OpenAI does it, they always know their limits.
Oh! Mid lane. Bolt will get the kill onto the sniper, does fall to the tower. Able to set up, I mean, this mid lane, as we're seeing, 19 for 8 against 14 for 4. Now, Blitz is being set up to have a pretty nice start here on the Shadow Fiend.
It's going well for him, but he's not beating the sniper by a massive amount, is one of the negatives. He does have boots, though. That's a pretty nice advantage, at least. But still, safe lane mistakes in the safe lane.
Top lane Moon, he should have this kill. He's going to have Fisher back up. Oh, no, the salve! The salve that came out just in time.
That was not planned. That
Fogged,
was just luck.
At least Fogged, he's got the cleanup. Fogged will come in and finish off that line. Same time in mid lane. Missile on his way out to Blitz as Gyro puts on the pressure. Down bottom as well, looking towards Melini. Both the Lich and the Crystal Maiden. Diving in pretty deep here. He's got some stick charges and the Siphon. Is it enough to keep Melini alive or pop the stick? The Lich continuing to dive in. Fogged. Oh, sorry, Moon is coming in with the TP. Melini will be able to juke them. Fisher's going to be off the mark though, so Lich will get out of there, but he won't get the kill.
Yeah, Moon making the safe play there. If he is perfectly following Merlini there, he can prevent the death. Getting the kill there would have been kind of tough, but Moon does rotate. Picking up level 5 or level 6 now means that he can go for turning either of these fights around, but Gyro with the perfect timing.
Runs in and finishes off Ben Wu.
And Moon's in trouble now too.
Here's the homing missile, the Frostbite, and the cooldown will mean another for Gyro. Double kill picked up for the OpenAI Gyrocopter as he comes in just at the right time. Melini hanging around a little too long there on a little too low health, and it gets punished.
What we're seeing is these solo heroes that sit in their lane for a while, and then they get active, and they rotate to a lane that the enemy doesn't expect, and then they move around and make a big kill happen. And that's what we just saw there. And in the meantime, they take one of those supports that was having a bit of trouble getting levels, and then they take some levels. So they're just, if you make these rotations more successfully than your opponents, it just adds up to this big advantage.
Middle is missing. I think not.
As we can see, we're 7 minutes in again. This sort of similar start to what we saw in Game 1 of Team Human able to keep up very well in terms of overall net worth accumulated here, as we are going to see Team Human try for the smoke play. Moon and Capitalist on the move down bottom. And this game as well, Blitz is going to make very good timing on the Shadow Blade at this rate. He's got 1,300 gold on top of the boots and the Aquila. Didn't go for the treads this time round.
Kind of death pushing top a little bit though. 4 heroes up here. They do pop a self though, and they're in a good position to maybe swing into Lich, but it's kind of hard, and Lich is playing very safe in his positioning. It's so hard to get under the tower.
I mean, Ben comes forward, but immediately gets blasted. Fogged is going to try and jump in with the counterplay. Instant Hexler comes out again from Lion. Holding Fog down, he will get the kill onto the Gyro, but now Cap's alone. TP will be coming in from Blitz. Lion trying to keep himself hidden in the tree line, as he will be able to TP away successfully.
So it looks like he actually is rushing Shadowblade this game. So rather than buying treads first, he just wants it as fast as possible. Fog going for a kill mid, gonna do some damage here. Nice cleanup, so close. Needed one more hit here. Once Ricky hits 6, his game is going to be completely different. That's really what they're going to need. Okay, and Dust as well. They're spending a lot of money on stuff that doesn't matter.
You see it. Frog will start to back off. There's a missile and a CM chasing. There's going to be Blitz on the side. Tries with the raises. Doesn't quite catch out the CM. Crystal Maiden able to keep herself alive and starts to salve back up.
Instantly. Very healed. And they're going to go for the dive.
So aggressive here from OpenAI. Moving in onto Blitz. He's trying to keep himself a distance with the Shadow Amulet, but they're ready. They're prepared.
Did he recast that there? It felt like he was invisible, but they may keep diving, though. Ben getting a nuke out. He's going to get homing missile, though. This is kind of dangerous.
He's got the 1 charges, which will keep him safe enough. Cap coming in as well. Now with the point of the Vita Restoration, Fog tries to head forward, gets the silence out. He has been dusted, so we'll have to keep his distance. But OpenAI getting the space to push onto another tier 1. The Chain Frost bouncing out. The Assassinate onto Ben, as well as the stun from the tree line. OpenAI find Malini. The tower as well. As OpenAI's 5-man takes another successful play.
I mean, their heroes just aren't very good at fighting right now. It's kind of reminiscent of the last game, but it's just different positions. Like, a Witch Doctor has to land a cask at the right time, essentially. You can't just spam it out. Ricky needs a couple more levels to be effective. And Earthshaker's kind of the same position. He's got to get a bunch of levels, maybe a Blink Dagger before he feels better. Blitz getting ganked in the jungle, though.
They found him again. He'll go for the Shadow Amulet play. They don't see him.
He's abusing it.
And neither of the two of them have detection upon them, so
none of them
fine.
do. This is a great example of ways that you can abuse machine learning, basically. They have this gap of knowledge where you rush the Shadow Amulet, and every time you get ganked, you just go invis. And they haven't been super efficient on their detection usage. A lot of times it's wasted, or some of the time it's wasted, and as a result, he's able to evade that. But with that said, they still just rotate up here and take the tower, probably. So it's helpful, but it's not giving them everything they need.
We're seeing this time around the overall net worth distribution looking a lot better for Team Human than it did in Game 1. Last time round, you sort of had Blitz at the top on his SF. This game round, 3rd highest on the board, it is Moon Meander's Shaker. So they have sort of these 2 strong cores that are sort of hitting the farm timings that they need to be able to deal with the speed and pace that OpenAI are playing at.
And Merlini's able to pick up level 6 as well. That'll be huge, because at least this way he has a skill that does a lot in a team fight. Last game, it was just Plasma Field over and over again. That was all you could handle. But at least they're keeping it kind of close in gold. Capitalist does commit and continue a pull-through, so those creeps will be denied. So less levels here for the OpenAI bots. But they're grouping now bottom to push. Gank coming top, maybe on the gyro. He's blocking him. He's got level 6 too, but very hard to go on gyro with his drum being finished.
This tier 1 tower. Very hard to defend even in normal circumstances, and indeed they won't attempt to. Mumianta and Capitalist TP out straight away. They'll let OpenAI claim this little victory, as that will be the 3rd tier 1 tower here taken by OpenAI at the 11-minute mark.
And even before they get fully low on HP, they keep flying in salves and clears. Buy some time. Moved in a little bit of trouble, but Chainfrost not bouncing well.
He's going to walk into the cooldown station. No, he keeps himself to the edge. Capitalist getting chased. Fog tries to come in with the silence. But already with the chase down, the move speed for the phase of the drums, OpenAI will find Cap.
Well, either way, that's still the 5 dying only. They do have a sentry down. They're going to spot Fog. They'll chase. It's going to be hard to grab him, though. He does end up staying alive, so. All right, Cap finishes his Tranquils this game. Good for him. That's got to feel good.
Middle is missing.
We don't see, that's one item actually that we do see it a little bit on the OpenAI bots, but not always. Tranquils is a great way to just take damage and then heal it back up for free. Goes a lot farther than healing cells. But the push continues bottom. Human's trying to set up top, maybe go for an initiation here.
See if they can get any sort of catch. As indeed at the moment, the Lich out alone for OpenAI.
They're actually just tanking towers with salves on the bot lane. They don't even care about their creep. Well, they keep 1 creep wave there, but.
What's up the Shadow Amulet? Do they have detection, the humans? That is the question.
They're learning.
It's not enough to save them, though. They find the kill. Quick finger, though, as the counterplay comes in from OpenAI. As they burst down Malini. 1-for-1 between the two of them, and OpenAI, of course, did manage to finish off that tier 2 tower bottom. Oh, Moon tries to TP out, but the stuns back online as well as the Hex from the Lion, holding Moon in place. He'll turn the Fissure, the paralyzing cast, Fog, in fact, jumping back in with the silence. He's got the tricks of the trade, and they'll get the kill. They'll take down the Lion. Arguably the peskiest hero that OpenAI have presented. He has been making a lot of plays, but now, finally, Team Human are able to kill him off.
Yeah, they're going to be feeling good about that one. Cap might be in trouble, though. They are still pursuing. He's going to drop the smoke cloud. That's about all he can do to help, but another smoke, and that was actually just the tower. The tower got him. That was an ulti on a creep just now. Was damn.
Easy fun.
I mean, that's why you got a clarity potion, right? So you can ulti that neutral. Well, I don't think they're too unhappy about how that fight went, though. I mean, they killed the level 10 hero on the Lich. That's going to help them catch up a little bit. Net worth-wise, things are looking a little bit iffy, but Blitz has got his item. Shadowblade is up. It's getting ganked, though. Do they have detection? They do not. So he's going to be... He doesn't have his ulti yet either, so we're not going to get any easy kills here. But if he picks up a level from the next creep wave, maybe he can.
They are heading back towards him, though.
Yeah, he's too far away. Opted for Spell Amp. Doesn't have his ulti, and he's definitely having more mana problems, not having treads.
He's got to wait for that Shadowblade to come back up. It's back up in
the
5
ward.
seconds. 2 seconds, and he can try and run his way out, but no. He's accepted his fate. The damage is too much. His Blitz will get caught out.
That is like the weirdest place to have Observer Ward at this point. With the enemy tier 2 is down, you don't usually ward defensively right in front of your tower, but man, it just got them a free kill.
And they got the line again up top. Humans able to move in. Playing Lion. The rest of OpenAI will see how they look to try and hold this tier 1 tower. They do have Lich in position. He has the Chain Frost ready. In fact, he throws it out straight away onto Moon. They've got to be careful with these bounces as they are bringing Moon down incredibly low, and Moon will get taken down by the Shrapnel. The bounces of Chain Frost too much. As now Team Human down a member. They'll have to back off from this push. Fogged goes for the TP out, will be fine, as the rest of them are able to escape. In fact, quickly, Team Human looking to make the counterplay. They know that the Gyro's alone. They've relocated themselves down bottom. Blitz with the raises. They've got the slow. They've got the kill. Quick play there from Team Human, reading the reactions of OpenAI.
Yeah, it was perfect. They spot all the enemy heroes top. They run at their heroes. They do get the Earthshaker kill, but grabbing the... It's like there's always a pattern. OpenAI takes 4, they go one place, and they always have one other hero. So as long as they keep ganking that one hero while the 4 push in a different location, it's going to completely change things up.
And look at this as well, Kevin. It's there technically. I mean, it's not quite showing yet, but they have a slight advantage in net worth.
Let's see it.
It got knocked a little bit. It was sitting at looks like a solid 100%, but it's now gone down to 98%.
Okay, well that's a good start at least. They've almost got Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. He's about 200 gold away. I don't know if it's going to be great in team fights, but we'll see. Let's just split pushing bottom, trying to play solo here. He's got a raindrop as well, but Gyro's just farming so well right now. He's doing...
Mid-lane. Just a bit of a harass there onto the CM, but Fogged is going to get turned around upon. They've got the sentry down, so they see him. He's got the tricks of trade. Is it actually going to be enough to keep him safe? That's the question. It looks like it will.
Play. Moon did the right thing there. He's got to run at his opponents to try to keep him alive. Maybe a fight.
Oh, that's silence of death for them. Can they find? At least they can't. Oh, they can with that. They get the Crypt Swarm out onto him. Cap still alive for now. He will fall as OpenAI drops the CM ultimate. They're trying to chase down Malini as well. Malini's going to be wrapped around upon by the sniper. In comes the headshot. Infused raindrop. Keeps him alive. Lion holds back on the stun, but they see him. The creeps will find him. Malini still falls.
Pretty good team fight though. Blitz not fully healed, but he's moving in, wanting to get a Requiem off. He's got 2 points in it now. So if he can cast this underneath somebody like Sniper or Gyro, they can absolutely win a fight. But he's got to get healed back up and prep. So I thought this game was looking far worse than the previous one, but the last like 6 minutes or so, the invis-abuse between the Shadow Fiend, Shadowblade, and the Riki has been huge. It's been really impactful. That's really what's getting them back in the game. These little kills that that Fogged is picking up is making all the difference.
Oh, nice bit of dewarding there from Fogg. We'll be able to find the Observer Ward placed earlier as Lion quickly comes back in. And hang on, jumps in the echo! Moon, the combo, the slam, the 2! They got them there! Team Human!
You can't hex that one when you're silenced, buddy. Come on.
Look at that.
That's got to feel good.
Lion silent at the moment. As Moon ready to sort of get revenge for the beatdown that Fogg received.
Fogg's perfect positioning. Spotting the enemies here. They're chasing out Sniper.
Cars come out from Cap to the side. Fogg still chasing down this Sniper. Malini's going to be able to close the gap. Has he got the damage to bring him down? The Chain Frost bounces and the Chain Frost slow will hold back Team Human as they've lost 2. Ben actually popping the Ghost in, trying to fight back, but the burst is too much. OpenAI's Gyro gets the triple kill as only Fogged and Blitz are left alive and on the retreat.
It was a great chase, but yeah, just a couple more attacks there. They would have had the sniper kill. Very close. So they're going to have to get healed back up instantly. OpenAI 5 goes all the way down the mid lane. The only hero that's not there is Lion, and he's actually on his way too. Dead heroes, they saw Exorcism get used. I think that might have been one of the reasons why.
Instantly looking to make a play in that large window they have. Fogged, slightly underneath a sentry there. Has to be careful. This may be another tower that Team Human will just have to let go to OpenAI without the Exorcism and without the Echo Slam. So these two big components, especially that Echo, as we're seeing how important that can be and how big it can. And it can sort of be in terms of achieving the chance to turn around these team fights and little engagements.
It was definitely big in that last engagement. Still pretty huge though. So I mean the big ultimates that you have to watch for. I think Exorcism is good for pushing towers, not so much for team fighting, but look for Echoes. Look for Requiem of Souls from the Shadow Fiend, and then once Ricky gets a Diffusal Blade, his ulti is going to be way more impactful. And he's working towards it. He finishes his first Blade of Alacrity right now. So about 2,000 gold later, he's going to probably be able to solo kill like Lion or CM. So Observer Ward replaced in the same spot actually by OpenAI. We'll see if the humans notice that one. They've got the Blink Dagger ready. They're trying to do a bit of a push here.
Oh, the dust! Lion, he was prepared for that. He straight up just dusted Fogg. Fogg has got the tricks of the trade. He will manage to jump across, but the bounce chases him as Fogg will fall. Cap getting blasted as well by the Assassinate. Instantly finding him there. I mean, they do have sentries around mid where Fogg was hovering, so I guess Lion was prepared for Fogg to move out that way.
I mean, that looked like a random dust to me. I'm moderately confused. That felt like he just pressed dust because he knew the Ricky would be here, kind of a thing. I know Ricky's probably here, and Fogg has been doing a really good job placing his hero in the right spot at the right time, like just looking to where the enemies might be. That way his team can use that information to have better initiations. And that time it didn't pay off.
Right, we're seeing that timing come around again though. The ults are up for Team Human. They have that combo, they have that jump potential. We'll have to be careful around sort of these areas, as you said, with the Observer Ward being placed back in the same position, and also that Observer towards mid for OpenAI.
I mean, this game's already a huge improvement, right? We're 20 minutes in. We haven't seen any high ground actually happen yet. Obviously, these tier 2s are open, and there's the potential for them doing this. But the game is definitely progressed. We're very solidly in mid-game right now. That's what we're seeing. And here comes the high ground. I don't know if they're ready for this. Are they going to try to defend it? It looks like it.
Moon's TPing back. On the back of it, Fogged ready to go for the correct targets in terms of the silences.
They don't have any detection at all. Tower's going to fall, but...
And they've got to make a jump soon. When is it going to be? As they've lost Ben Wu. Moon, can he find the setup? He's keeping himself very well held back. The OpenAI dropping the 99% now upon Team Human. As they clean up this mid set of racks. Moon still holding back on that Echo Slam. He's looking for the perfect chance. He can't find it. Just goes in on the side, but instantly Hex. Moon taken down. They'll get the Requiem as well as the raises off, but Team Human, they've lost 3. They've lost 4. Blitz, he'll get taken down as well, as the racks will fall. And it looked like their Moon was playing very safe, didn't want to get anywhere close enough to it, but in doing so, he never jumped in.
Yeah, it was really hard to approach. I mean, it's nighttime, they can't see very well. I mean, Ricky did spot things out, and he had to go in at the same time as the smoke cloud, very similar to what they did that engagement top. But they were just destroying him. Berlini was already dead, actually. He bought out rather than have buyback money, unfortunately. Picked up a Staff of Wizardry, so with him dead, it's already a 4v5. Makes the initiation hard. And then from there, people get a little uneasy. They know that if they make a mistake, the team fight is lost, and that's basically what we saw there. We needed, like, Moon Meander had to go in at the same time as the Smoke Cloud and Requiem to follow up.
Oh, hell yes.
And Fogged getting caught out there as he tried to go out on a little bit of a warding mission, but he's found. Still waiting for OpenAI to use his Midas. Come on. That Midas not being used to maximum efficiency. Mid lane, though, they're looking for kills instead as Moon jumped on and burst down. Moon Meander's gone. Capitalist trying to retreat. The paralyzing cast will hold back the line, so Cap is able to keep his distance. But still, I mean, maybe she brought it for the attack speed, Kevin. I
mean, she could just keep that Gloves of Haste and not spend the extra 1,600 gold if that was truly her goal here. Well, this looks kind of like it might be their last defense. But they're going to go on for sure. Here it comes.
Straight in.
Every time.
Ben just getting bursted down by them. Fogs will jump forward, but instantly disabled. Fog's gone as well.
Yep, they wanted to react to saving Merlini, but Merlini gets killed instantly, and the fight's just kind of over.
Can they go for a big play? They're going to have Rec Room up in 5 seconds. They've got the Echo as well. There's the jump. They'll try. Have they got enough damage there between the two of them? They haven't. That's going to be the Shaker gone. Blitz taken down as well. Everybody on OpenAI survives, as they'll instantly smoke back off. They're ready to go for that top lane, as the tier 2 does still stand, but now sitting confidently 9k advantage OpenAI, as well as 2 sets of racks up.
So this is the point where their confidence is super justified. 2 racks up at a 20-minute mark is
at a flat
a big advantage.
now.
Is it? Oh, ugh. It's a really good advantage.
I'm amazed they've not dropped that one in the ult chat. You know, that's.
Yeah, you think that's when they? I mean, it's been 95 since the start of the game. So I mean, what's the difference really? 5%. So pushing continues. I mean, just kind of lost momentum and lost initiation possibility. They need to go in at the same time, but it's very difficult to find the right opportunity. Fog's sitting out in lane. He's in a good spot. He's got a sentry ward up. That way he can anticipate his hero's movements. Barriers continue. We've got a BKB as well on Gyro. Oh, it's really hard to win this fight. Sentries everywhere. They don't have that many souls on SF. This is really bad.
And BKB just pops immediately here by the Gyros. Straight away looks to chase down Merlini with that rocket barrage, pushing him all the way back to base. He's taking a fair bit of damage as he's down to half health, but they've already lost both Blitz and Fog. Assassinate out onto Cap. Will not quite finish him, as he's fine. Get the silence, but Merlini, he's come back into this one, getting held in place by the Roost. Meander trying to jump in on the side, but a stump from line holds him down. OpenAI take 4 once again. GG is called, and game 2 will also go.